In today's episode, I fall off a horse, Amy and I have Portuguese tarts, and we meet Revolution. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is probably going to be one of the most exciting videos that I've ever made, so stay tuned. We're currently in the car, we're on our way to the airport, so any guesses where we might be going? Yeah, I've got Amy with me, she's behind the camera, classic film woman.
Hello.
And yeah, we'll keep filming our trip there. So we've made it through the airport. My bag got pulled over by security. Amy was not impressed that she had to wait, but we're now going to go sniff out a pint and some breakfast. It's absolutely bloody freezing, but we're just about to board the plane and on our way to Portugal. I was asleep. Had to wake her up for the important things. So we've just got to the car rental place and this is the car that they've given us to rent. Little Fiat 500. So let's get driving. So we've just driven the little Fiat to a supermarket.
We've learned it's hybrid.
It's a hybrid, yeah. And we've picked up these little Portuguese tarts, which everyone's been telling us to try. So we're going to try them now. It's like an egg custard.
They're quite nice.
Definitely recommend. So we've just arrived at Francisco's yard. I've just got changed with my riding stuff, so I'm going to go try this new horse, which is what we're here for, which is super exciting.
Cool.
So this is Francisco's yard. So yeah, pretty special.
And may I add, the weather is delightful.
Oh God, it's glorious. So the horse that we'd actually travelled over to come and see was called Tarts. He's an 18 hands German warm blood gelding owned by Francisco. So Francisco warmed him up first and then it was time for me to get on. So we started off just walking around, getting used to one another. At this point I'd never ridden a horse this size, so it was taking a little bit of adjusting, but he has a massive range of movement and he was super comfortable to sit on, so I was basically sold from the first day. So after I'd had a really fantastic ride on him, Francisco told me to push him forward into more of a medium trot, which you can see here. And then we just cooled him down, took it nice and easy, and lots of big pats for him. He was a really good boy. So then we took Tarts back up to the stables where we untacked him and sorted him out. And then Francisco got out one of his 3-year-old Lusitano mares that he's just started backing. So Francisco was actually kind enough to let me have a sit on. Now, I've never ridden a Lusitano before, so this was a new experience for me entirely. But can you believe that this fabulous little mare has only been under saddle for a month during this video? She was so willing and had such a fantastic attitude. I was really impressed. So once I'd finished playing around on her, we handed her back to Francisco's groom, but we had a tight agenda because next we were going to Francisco's competition yard. I think certainly from first glance, you can tell that they don't make them like this in the UK. This is the indoor warm-up arena, which leads through to like a cafe seating area for competition days, which then takes you through to the outdoor arena where the competitions are held. Francisco then took us for a tour of the inside of this place. Now, this is where he keeps his breeding mares and some of his clients' horses. And honestly, every single aspect of this barn had been so well thought out. All of the horses were so well looked after and they all looked so happy, which was really nice to see. However, I think my favourite feature of the entire barn was the individual little paddocks off the back of each of the stables, so the horses could go out when they pleased. So we're currently panicking, getting ready to go out because we were dawdling about and then Francisco says to me, we're on our way. So it's Action Stations.
I don't look very Action Stations.
We're very much speeding to get ready. This is a very rough look. But yeah, we're going out for a couple of drinks in Porto. With Francisco, his girlfriend, and then obviously me and Amy. It's currently 8:30 and Amy will not get the out of bed. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. Good morning, sunshine. So it's day 2 of our Portugal. Oh, we should have come off there. Oh, bloody hell. Right, well, now Amy's decided that navigation is quite important. We now know where we're going. We're on day 2 of our trip and it's our last day, which is really, really sad. But we're currently off to Francisco's. The weather is absolutely gorgeous again. And we've got a pretty exciting day booked today. So we are riding Descartes in the morning, and then we're going to go and watch Francisco train his Grand Prix horse, which is called Foreshore. And then we are off to go and see Revolution, who, if any of you are new here, is my filly Olive's sire. So I've never met Revolution before. We chose him online. It was like all very exciting when we chose, and I was really excited to see what I'd get out of my mare Phoebe. And yeah, today's the day I actually get to meet Olive's dad, so I'm super excited. So when we arrived at Francisco's, he was already riding his Grand Prix horse. Now I'm not going to voice over this bit because it speaks for itself. Just wow. So after we'd watched Francisco train, it was time to get Descartes back out for the second day of riding. As you can see here, I'm just giving him a little brush, getting him ready. That's me talking about the biggest tub of hoof oil I've ever seen. One of Francisco's grooms came out to give me a hand tacking up so I could get myself ready. And I don't know if it was the heat or what, but I could not get into my boots. We're in.
YouTube. Say hi.
Hi. Bloody step ladder to get up here. So on day 2, we decided to take Descartes outside. I started by warming him up, and then Francisco just fell over the pole. But anyway, we started warming him up. We took him outside today because I wanted to get a full picture of what he was like, both indoors and outdoors, before I even considered importing him over to the UK. Everything seemed to be going really well until Francisco told me to circle and I didn't listen. I of course got straight back on, but I was riding more nervously, and Descartes definitely sensed that because I got bucked off a second time. Francisco then got on him, took him indoors and worked him just to make him realise that everything was okay. So after all of that, we went over to Roberto's yard. Now, Roberto is a very good friend of Francisco's, and he was very kind to show us his yard and all of his horses. However, the one horse that I was desperate to see was Revolution. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, Revolution is Olive's sire. Now, Olive is out of my heart horse Phoebe, so meeting him was like a dream come true. This was honestly such a pinch me moment for me because I chose him 3 years ago online and I now know what Olive's turned out like, so I was really pleased to be there.
You've just spilled wine on me.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Hello. So, what a day.
What a day.
We're
having wine.
Yes, we're having wine. Much deserved wine. It's our last evening in Porto. We've had a lovely time. We've seen a lot of stuff. We've seen a lot of Francisco's horses. We've seen how his business operates over here. We've been lucky enough to go and meet Revolution, which is Olive's sire, which is super, super exciting, and meet Roberto, who is his new rider. So we've had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the horse that we came out here to see, as you've probably guessed, is not the one for me, unfortunately. So the search does continue.
The adventures continue.
The adventures continue, but it's okay because it will probably mean more videos on horse hunting.
And more nights away.
More nights away, exactly. However, I'm actually not feeling too sore from my 2 big tumbles.
We did have to do a stretch.
Yeah, my inner thigh hurts where I've been trying to grip on for dear life, but other than that, I'm okay. It didn't hurt at all. I landed very well. I was very lucky, really. But yeah, that's what you get with 4-year-olds. So we are now going into town for a bite to eat and a couple of drinks
before we fly home in the morning. Ready for work on Monday. Cheers.
Cheers. So we've just driven to the airport. It's currently, I think, 6:30 in the morning, but the trusty Fiat got us here. So I've really enjoyed driving it. Yeah, good little car. I then really embarrassed Amy in the airport by putting on my hat and boots and getting her to film some TikToks for me. So I actually completely forgot about this video until today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was quite a long time ago. But as always, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time.